on YouTube? It's James with Shyhammer Fantasy Battle Reports. I got another battle report for you today. It's Michigan GT round number 4. Now, guys, if you guys haven't caught up already, I don't know what the fuck you're doing watching round 4 without watching round 1, 2, and 3 and .99. But if you guys haven't seen it already, round 1 I had a big win against Chris Walker's, and not a spoiler, but a little side note. Chris Walker invited my brother and myself out to play Friday Night Dice today, so we might actually get another game against him. I might. I don't think I might. I think my brother will. I'll probably play somebody else. Anyways, besides that, game 2, I got my ass handed to me by a vampire Coven army, steered by the Chris Mintz, captain of Team USA, Captain America, as he likes to go by. And then round 3, we ended up getting a game against Frank Shepta, and Frank Shepta got crushed by my Monster Mash list. So going into game 4, all I'm thinking is, and just to tell you a little bit of what my opponent right before I got here, I went up to Kent Sheldon. Kent Sheldon is a very good Lizardman player, very good Saurian Ancient player. He placed really high at Ocon. He's a pretty good stout player. All right, I walked up to him and he was on I was on table say like 10 or 11. He was on like table 7. All right, and I walked up to him and I go, "Hey, how'd you do?" And he goes, "I just got my ass handed to me by fucking these vampires. It just sucks when you do so many wounds and they just bring it back." And I go, "I know exactly how you feel." And I look at his opponent, I look him in the face, and I was like, "Oh man, I wouldn't want to play this guy." And then game 4, who do I get to play? I have to play that fucking vampire player. God damn it! I'm not looking forward to more vampires. Just not looking forward to more vampires. Anyways, so let's go over my list really quick. Let's go over his list really quick, and let's go over what this deployment is. And yeah, we'll see where it goes. Anyways, as you can see, this is a picture from game 1, but this is the only pictures I really have of my army this time around. So game 1, I have sorry, game 1. I started looking at my phone. Sorry. Anyways, on the left I got the Space Rock, the idol of chicken, the chicken heads mount, the Space Rock. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. I'm just saying random shit. Anyways, right now she is my top scoring unit of the series so far, and that is just incredible because usually it's the A-Rock. Underneath the Space Rock I got my 5 Wolf Riders, then I got my 20 Common Goblins with bows and shields and 2 Shady Gits. They also have the 2 Wizards with them, the level 4 Pyromaniac, Baxter the Pyromaniacs, and the Prophet, the Witchcraft Doctor. And then I have my 3 Goblin Wolf Chariots, Koga, Kaiser, Koenig, the K-Pack. Over here I got the A-Rock, I got the Idol of Gork, Idol of Chicken. Crom is my big beastie, and he's doing pretty good this tournament as well. And then over on in the big red blob in the middle with the giant dinosaur head on it, that is my Feral Orc Ed Bashers with paired weapons and the big Stamina. They are basically rocking it out. Only 20 of them, but they're doing their job. They're doing good in points. They're holding objectives. They're doing what they need to do. And then down below I got Bazooka and the Horde. Bazooka and the Green Moon Worshippers. The Moon Worshippers. The Mooners. Basically, it's 45 Common Goblins, bows, shields, and 3 Shady Gits, as well as Bazooka, who has a bow and War Banner and Pan's Protection. And then all of this is being led around by General Zod. And General Zod is the boss. He's an Iron Orc Warlord, 1-up, 4-up. And in this iteration, he has Divine Icon. Alright, over here, this is my opponent, Dave Fout. On the back left, if you can see, actually, that's pretty funny. In the back left, that is Jeff Durham. Jeff Durham is the guy who's running Hogfest. If you guys don't know what Hogfest is and you haven't signed up for Hogfest yet, go sign up for Hogfest. You have 1 day, literally 1 day left before the rates go up and you lose your 10-point bonus for signing up. And I just reminded myself by making this video that I have to fucking sign up right now, because I already registered but I haven't paid for it. But yeah, you get a 10-point bonus. It's a grand tournament in St. Louis, and there's barbecue pork or barbecue chicken, or yeah, or ribs. I don't know, barbecue something. I know it's barbecue pork for sure because that's what I ordered. Anyways, Jeff is a great guy. This is going to be a great event. Behind my opponent right here, that's actually Kent Sheldon, the guy I was just talking about. And then on the right side, that's actually my brother. So that's all going on back there. All right, so for his side, we're going to go over the deployment really quick, and then we'll go over what he has. As you can see, he has all these little red dice out there. This deployment was I don't know if it's a new book scenario or if it's a scenario that was made up for this tournament, but basically there's a 12-inch gap in the middle of the table that we cannot enter for deployments. A 12-inch gap. So what ended up happening is he deployed his zombies on the right side. I decided to drop everything because I could not. It's hard enough for me to figure out how I want to deploy with my army intact, but when you have a gap in the middle fucking you up, it's just like this is hard. This is something I'm not used to, so I'm just gonna go ahead and drop everything just to take first turn and basically try to figure this out. What ended up happening is I deployed right side heavy because I figured he put his zombies over on the right side, he's gonna go right side heavy. And he decided against that. He was like, fuck those zombies, they're dead now. I have to focus on the left side because that's your weaker side. Anyways, for magic, I got Will o' the Wisp, Wheel Turns, Raven's Wing, Cascading Fire, Immolation, Pyroclastic Flow, and Enveloping Embers. For my opponent, he has a unit of 32 zombies, and I was checking these out earlier. They have really cool eyes. He just has like glowing eyes, and it does really well. Good job with the airbrush. Over here, he has a unit of 20 zombies. He has a bunch of like bats and wraiths, and they're all bats. They're like the bat swarms and the giant bats. So he just basically has all these different 40mm base models to represent all of them. In the front, you are not mistaking what you're seeing. That is 6 Blood Knights, 6 Vampire Knights. Over here, he has 2 units of 4 Vampire Spawns, and then another unit of 32 zombies. He has 3 Necromancers, which I don't have a picture of. He has a giant bus of like 14 Barrow Guard. Alright? And, or Black Knights. And yeah, that's how the table looks. Right there. As you can see, like I said, I deployed right side heavy. Now it's hold the center. It is hold the center. And as you can see, I did not hoard out my goblins because I was just trying to fit everybody in that fucking square. And I figured if I do exactly what I did here, which is I put the K-Pack and the Spider on the left side, it'll give me some board control where he's afraid of moving forward. Excuse me. He's afraid of moving forward without getting rammed or getting charged by this giant monster. But that's basically where the table is. Vanguards, I go ahead and I move up the goblins up on this side, and it's going to go ahead and start off my turn. Orcs and Goblins, turn 1. Orcs and Goblins, turn 1. Alright, so I vanguarded up, and I decided to move my dogs all the way on the opposite end. This is what I always do with vampire players, honestly. Is I use my dogs actually to get me combat res, because chaffing doesn't really do too much on a zombie player. Because usually they're zombies or skeletons, and they're slow. They're only movement 4. I'm not ever really worried about a combo charge. And then his other shit is flying. Now his general has a flying bounce, and he actually joined in the unit of Vampire Knights. But that's something to note, that like he can fly over shit. And I was well aware of that. I decided to just go ahead and turn my common goblins towards the objective, use the hill for my advantage, that he can't see me. I move Zod that way, I move the Savages that way, I move the A-Rock that way. And I move my Bushwhackers close enough where I could do some spells, but the problem is I am a little too far from everything except for that one abandoned unit. I decided to move my Space Rock just out to the flank a little bit more, so if he starts coming towards my chariots, my spider will be able to cover them, and the chariots will be able to cover the spider, and I move Crom around as well. That's how the table looks. Let's go into Magic. Oh, this is the game. This is the game where my purple dice did not want to play Magic with me. Magic! 5 dice. Go ahead, and I'm like, well, fuck it. I only got 5 dice. I might as well just do like 4 dice on Enveloping Embers. And I do. Holy shit. And I kill the only unit I could touch is that unit of zombies. He tried to stop me, and I just outrolled him. And I end up killing off, out of 32 zombies, he has 9 left. Holy shit. Holy shit, that is crazy. Attribute kills off like one more, I think, and that's about it. Over here, shooting, I'm going to go ahead and shoot the Wolf Chariots, the K-Pack, into those Vargeists because I want to get some wounds off. Got a couple wounds here. These guys over here are going to go ahead and shoot into those zombies, end up killing off a couple more, and that's how the table looks. That's it. It's going to go ahead and start off Vampire Coven turn 1. Vampire Coven turn 1, he goes ahead and he moves both bat swarms in my way. He's figuring, whatever, they're chaff. That's what they're there for. Yeah, that's about it. He does go ahead and do this little shuffle thing on the backside, trying to get himself some space to grow some zombies. I don't know why I'm yawning so much, but I know zombie games well enough because I play John 653 just enough to know zombie games. Anyways, Magic Phase got 7 power dice, and he goes ahead and he starts growing his zombies. That's exactly what he does. Nothing really happens. Nobody's in shooting range. Nobody's in close combat. Let's go, and you can see his general here with his glowing mace. I think he actually had a Vampire Lord ready, painted and all good. And then what ended up happening was his he said the model broke the day of, so he just decided to pull out this warrior model he had chilling with him. Anyways, let's go into turn 2. Turn 2, Orcs and Goblins. Turn 2, Orcs and Goblins. I'm going to charge in with the Wolves. Charge in! Boom! Right into the flank. Let them actually earn some points and carry their weight. Why the fuck not? I figured if I, for some reason, do not lose this combat, or I win this combat and he just starts regrowing on the next turn, you can see in this picture here, my Savages or my Spider will cover their fight. Mainly the Savages. Space Rock or A-Rock's a little bit in a bad spot, but I'm not expecting to lose that. I'm expecting to win that. Okay. Anyways, I move my Goblins up on the hill. I move Crom up on the hill. I move Zod up on the hill. I keep the Savages coming up closer and closer. Magic Phase got 5 power dice. 5 again. 5. I think I get 5 almost every phase. Anyways. I just go ahead and do a Ruby Ring onto these guys, do a wound, because he's healed their wounds back, of course, and I just tried to... I forgot what else I did, but he basically stopped it. Over here, close combat, my dogs do a hell of a good job killing them, but I left 2 zombies on the table. I left 2 zombies. Now he can restore that to full if he can, but he doesn't. Turn 2, zombies, or Vampire Coven. Vampire Coven, turn 2. So he uses the chaff. Oh, this game of chaff here. Oh, this game of chaff. He's chaffing me, so if I charge in with my Spider, he gets a double charge with both of his Vargeists, right? If I charge in with my Chariot, which I think I'm okay with, it basically just brings my Chariots closer to everything he could charge me with. Over on this side, he decided to just start fanning out a little bit so he could start growing those zombies more, because he was so cramped up in the middle there that he couldn't get more bodies because there was no physical room. Over here, Magic got 8 power dice, goes ahead and there he goes. He starts growing the zombies, growing and growing and growing. Over here, close combat, I end up only killing 1 fucking zombie. 1 fucking zombie. And he killed one of my dogs. So I have a wound and a flank. He has a banner and a wound. He sticks. And he's like, I should have grew that more zombies. I probably would have won that combat. And that's when I told him I probably would just hit him with the Savages then. But I go ahead and I slide over to give my Spider some space. Let's go ahead and start off turn 3. Turn 3, Orcs and Goblins. Oh boy. Oh Nelly. No charges. Oh, I thought I charged. No charges. It's coming though. Move up everybody. Move up the Savages. Move up the A-Rock. Move up Zod. Keep the Goblins on the hill. Keep Crom up there. I'm holding the center. I'm doing fine. My real plan here is, and I move the Chariots back and the Spider back as well, which I'll show you the Spider in a minute. I think I have a picture of the Spider in a minute. No, I don't. Well, basically, here's my plan. The one thing is I can't really deal with the Vampire Knights. I really don't have anything that can deal with them as that well. His Vampire Spawner are obviously threatening my Spider, so they're busy. They're not going to be a huge threat for most of the game. Basically, I just need a way to break his center, but at the same time, I'm holding the center, and I have him surrounded. He has enough chaff to get in my way, but he's more focused on the left side of the table than the right side of the table. So that's a benefit to me. So what I'm trying to do is clear out the chaff and set up my charges. Magic phase, I got 5 power dice. What the fuck? What the fuck? I go ahead and I do a ruby ring to kill some chaff. Doesn't really do shit. Do a couple wounds, and he just, that's that. Over your close combat, my dogs finally kill off the last fucking zombie, and that's about it. That's how the table looks. Gonna go ahead and start off his turn. Turn 3, Vampire Coven. Vampire Coven, turn 3. He fails the frenzy check here. He has to charge into my spider, which is fine, but he fails the fucking charge. If you could see it right now, the way I moved the spider was that everybody's in his front, in the chicken head's front. So now, he moves his Flying Lord off to the flank, basically to start threatening my flank. He moves his vampire bats, or whatever, the bat swarms in front of my goblins, and basically he doesn't want me charging down into his knights. Alright, so this is a little bit of a tricky situation. Now, the left side of the he has a very aggressive list, actually. I mean, those vampires spawn are no joke. There's so many attacks at initiative 4 that they could kill my spider if they both get in. So what I'm trying to do is minimize how many attacks I'm getting by keeping them always in my front. He keeps using the bats to chaff up my chariot and the spider. I just can't take the chaff yet. But that's how it goes. Anyways, yeah, Magic Phase, he got 10 power dice. He goes ahead, he starts growing more zombies. He gives this guy a ward save because this guy has occultism. So he takes up a ward save, and that's about it. It's going to go ahead and start off my turn. Orcs and Goblins, turn 4. Turn 4, Orcs and Goblins. I got giving you a 3-second warning, guys, on a 3, 2, 1. Wog! I'm going to fucking wog out. I'm going to go ahead and charge my savages into those zombies right there. I'm going to charge my spider into those zombies right there. My goal here is, and I'm going to give you this further picture here. My goal here is, if I could get into into the zombies, get off X amount of attacks, wipe out that unit, and overrun into the flank of his vampire knights. Don't even charge it, combo charge him, so I do that combat this turn. I make him waste a turn on his turn trying to figure out how to get out of it and then fuck him up. I actually might have a good chance here. Now, the distance between the savages to the zombies is a 9 on Swift Stride. I need to roll a 9 on Swift Stride. Alright, the spider was a little bit further. I think she needed like a 10, maybe, I don't remember. Maybe not. And then as you can see, my goblins charge into the bats in front of him. My chariot decides to get rid of the bats in front of him. And, yeah. So, my savages failed the fucking charge. Not only did they fail the charge, they didn't fail with like a 6 and a 2 or anything. They failed with like triple 1s or 1-1-2 or something like that. And they just stumble forward. Now, this is a really, really, really shitty situation. I want to point this out. I was banking on that. I was banking on those savages getting in there, fucking him up, going into his flank of his vampire knights, and just doing X amount of wounds and just fucking him up, right? But since that did not happen, Spider goes in solo, so now he's going to be steadfast for ages, okay? And not only that, but since the Spider has to maximize, it closes the gap of space that the savages get to get out of there. So the savages are going to be kind of stuck in the background for the rest of this game. To be honest, the rest of this game. On the left side, I go ahead and I move the Spider right up to his freaking guys, so that way he can't get both units in, and if he does, it's going to be very small damage output. And then I came up with this brilliant idea. Thinking, shit, these Black Knights and these Vampire Knights could charge whatever they want and kill me now. Wait a second. They can't charge Crom. Go ahead and try to charge Crom. That is my thing. That is my goal. Go ahead and try to charge Crom. Go ahead and win with banners and ranks and all that shit. Because you know why? I put Crom 1 foot outside of that freaking water. 1 tippy toe outside the water. Maybe Crom's scared of water. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe his dad died of drowning. Who knows? Maybe he played enough Pokemon where he realizes the water beats rock. Who knows? But Crom standing outside that pond. If he charges me with anything, and I mean anything on the table right now, Crom's steadfast. So that means he has to kill Crom, or Crom's going to be steadfast on a leadership Zod, which is leadership 9, with a reroll because the Baxter's right there. So I go ahead and, like I said, I just came up with this idea, like, go ahead and do it. Charge your Lord and I'll crush attack his ass. I don't care. Anyways, let's go over magic. And magic I got, ho, it's not 5. It's 4 power dice. What the fuck? Go ahead and I threw up Cascading Fire here. He lets it go through. Miscast, blow up a bunch of my guys. Over here, close combat. These chariots just destroy those bats. Go ahead and turn this way to help out Crom. Over here, holy shit! Holy shit! The A-Rock ate how many? Okay, I gotta look this. He has a 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4. He had about 35 guys there, and now he has 3, 4. Oh no, he had more. He had 40 guys there. And now he has 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. He has 13 left. The A-Rock wiped out that back. Holy shit. Cascading Fire, all these attacks, everything plus the crumble. Holy shit, A-Rock. Keep it going. Let's go ahead and start off his turn. Turn 4. Turn 4, Vampire Coven. So basically, these guys are chaffed. That's what happened. So he's going to go ahead and charge into the chaff. That's what I did with the dogs. I had the wog, and I moved up with 20 inches, and I just moved them over here because I knew since the savages failed to charge, my flank is getting compromised, and I need to get into the backfield. So I go ahead and I put the dogs here. He charges into the dogs. Over here, he decides to charge the Vampire Knights, and I made it very clear, if you charge in with anything, I'm steadfast, because I have a monster rank. So he comes up with this idea that he charges the Vampire Knights into Crom, and he'll charge his zombie unit with his 3 necromancers into Zod, and he could get a tip charge, so it'll have a charge of big flank, 3 ranks, and a banner, and I'll probably do max wounds, and I lose. Now I was actually kind of confident. It's like, yeah, if I fucking lose and I do 4 wounds onto like a zombie champ, what ends up happening is I'll stick on a leadership like 6, rerollable, because I do shit like that. You know, I'm not worried about it. Go ahead, do it. So he charges in, loses one of the Vampire Knights to the water, and then he gets in with Zod as well, and basically that's all the charges he does. He tries to avoid fighting the spider right now, and he decides to start threatening my flank of my goblins, which really bugs me that he flew over my space rock. And as you can see, he chaffed up my chariots again. Alright, over here, these guys got in. Alright. What am I looking at? What am I looking at? I lost my spot. Okay. He's in here. He's in here. That's how that table looks. Magic Phase. Magic Phase got 5 power dice. He goes ahead and he gives these guys re-rolls to wound. He 5 dice that bitch, or 4 dice that bitch. Got it off. I tried to stop him, but I only had like 3 dice or whatever it was. And I failed. So he gets it off, and holy shit, let's go ahead and start off close combat. Close combat, he racks up 4 fucking wounds. 4 wounds. Oh my god. And he's wounding on 5s, I believe, because he charged in strength 7. Whew. My heart is dropping. I'm like, holy shit, I'm so close. And he goes, we're like, wait, you have horses. I was like, fuck, the horses are going to kill me. He gets off 2 6s. He gets off 2 6s. And I'm thinking to myself, shit, this is it for Crom. That my plan did not work. My plan did not work. I throw those armor saves. I made 1 armor save. Holy shit, Crom's alive. Crom does a crush attack and fails miserably, but is steadfast and kind of chaffed him up for the turn. Over here, I think that's the dogs killing off a couple zombies. Zombies end up winning against the dogs. Dogs are going to run. The A-Rock goes. The A-Rock just wipes out the rest of the unit and continues looking at that flank of those zombies that are about to kill or get into a fight with Zod. Now Zod, he challenges out. No, I challenge him and he declines. Okay. So then I start swinging away at zombies. I'm thinking, alright, I'm going to hit him on 3s, wound him on like 2, 3s, and 4s respectively, I'll be fine, right? Especially since he didn't accept the challenge. If he didn't accept the challenge, if he accepts the challenge, I could max only 4. But since he didn't accept the challenge, I could do more than 4. Well, I go ahead and I swing. I kill 2. Yes, you heard me. I killed 2. 2 zombies total. 2 out of 8 attacks. Whew. Alright. So, like we said, he has a charge, a flank, a big flank, 3 ranks, and a banner. I lose. I lose combat by a lot. Since I only killed 2, I'm running on like a 4. Well, I don't roll the 4. I roll 2 10s. So I run. He chases. When I roll the dice to run away, I roll that 4. Motherfucker! I roll a 4! He chases and goes right after me in the back. He rolls snake eyes. Holy shit! Holy shit! That is insane. That is insane. I should have lost Zod there. It should have caused a panic check. It should have caused everything to be shitty. Like I said, my savages are in a bad situation because they can't get out of that area. They're stuck behind the Zod in a hard place. Zod in a rock. Or a rock in a hard place. There we go. Finally. Anyways. And it's going to go to start off my turn. Orcs and Goblins turn 5. Orcs and Goblins turn 5. Well, this is a big turn, guys. This is a big, big turn. At least Crom's stuck there for a turn. But I'm going to charge the bazooka and the horde into the flank of his zombies. I charged the K-Pack into the other chaff bats because I figured if I kill enough chaff bats, they made up their points. That's all I figured. And since everybody ignored the Space Rock's going to turn around. Anyways, A-Rock's going in. Yeah, that's how it looks. I moved my goblins to be 2 wide, literally 2 giant files, and they're looking directly at those vampire spawn at max range, 23, 24 inch range, where I can at least get some magic spells off towards those vampire spawn, but at the same time not get close enough where I'm going to get charged, because those things have a move fly 9. That is ridiculous. Alright, so I get in like so. Magic phase. Guess how much I got. Guess how much I got. 5 dice. These are different purple dice too. They're always different purple dice. Oh man. I don't even know what I did, but obviously he 5 dice spelled me. I 5 dice spelled him. Holy shit. Yeah, I think I tried to do like a cascading fire or something like that, and or not cascading fire. I forgot, enveloping embers. I don't even know what I tried to do. But look at this. He fucking rolled out of the box to make sure I didn't get it. All right, close combat. My he ends up killing off one goblin. I don't even have a picture of it. Why don't I have... Oh, no. I take it back. Whoop. I take it back. This picture right here isn't from Magic. This picture right here is how many zombies I killed. 27 zombies. 27 fucking zombies. And you know what? I got him in 2 flanks. I have more ranks than him. He is not steadfast. I totally break his steadfast. So he pops. And I mean, he pops. I killed 27 out of like 60. And I have a charge, a flank, a downhill, a big flank, a 3 ranks, 3 banners. Holy shit. He popped in half. Gone. Alright. Over here, this combat over here. And I ended up turning my goblins to face the front of everybody on that side of the table, except for his lord. I ended up turning the A-Rock around, because if he wants to charge the A-Rock, go ahead. It doesn't matter. She's stubborn anyways. The fight between Crom. Crom ends up doing a wound onto one of the vampire guys, but he ends up killing off Crom. And yeah, these guys kill off their bats, and I look this way to face off at zombies who killed my dogs. It's gonna go ahead and start off his turn. Vampire Coven turn 4, 5, 5. Turn 5. Vampire Coven turn 5. Now, I overran with my dogs because I figured he's gonna charge me, and I figured if I lose my chariots, I'm gonna lose my chariots. That simple, right? But if he doesn't go for the long charges over my chariots into my goblins, he's going to take a frenzy check on my chariots. Alright. This guy right here, this little sneaky bastard, tried to charge in between everything and get into Zod. He fails his charge, by the way. And these guys end up charging the dogs, the K-Pack, and I'm like, what's your leadership? He's like 7 or 8 or something. And I was like, I'm going to flee. Because if I could flee and get away, which I do, I fucking fly past all my shit, he's going to have to redirect on like a leadership 8 non-rerollable. So I go ahead and I do that. I don't know if he failed or if he just didn't want to redirect or his failed his redirect charge, but he ends up just stumbling forward like so. The other guys just turn around because they didn't charge shit. And Magic Phase, he got 9 power dice. Magic Phase, he goes ahead and he starts restoring these guys' wounds. Is that what happens? I don't know what the hell happened in Magic. Alright. Close combat. Well, my Shady gets end up killing off 1 or 2 of these Vampire Knights. Vampire Knights end up killing off a shit ton, and I mean a shit ton of goblins. I stick on a leadership 8 because he causes fear. And that's going to go and start off turn 6 Orcs and Goblins. Turn 6 Orcs and Goblins. Well, the Space Rock's like, you know what, dude? I'm sick of this. I want to play. So Space Rock charges into these guys. I want to just fight them out outright. Let's just do that. And then I come up with this idea. That his general is obviously charging it to my general. And in the middle, he actually built up a unit of zombies. The thing is, if I could block my general's flank with the Space Rock, or the A-Rock, he cannot legally charge me. He can't see me. Nothing on his side of the table has towering presence or is on the hill. So if he can't see Zod, he has to charge the spider, and the spider is still full health. She still has 8 wounds, so if he charges into the A-Rock, knock yourself out. So he basically puts himself in a situation where he can't charge anything but the A-Rock or my K-Pack. My K-Pack rallied, which is cool. And as you can see, like I said, my Savage has just kind of been stuck back there. Magic Phase. Turn 6, Magic Phase. What do I get? 10 dice. Now it happens. Where the fuck were you all game? All game. I start throwing fireballs into these guys. I'm like, fuck these guys. I don't want them to fucking live. So I get off a fireball, kill off 2 of them. He has 5 wounds, or 4 wounds remaining. Go ahead and I do up the wheel turns onto a big, like 4 or 5 dice onto his unit to hit me, because what I don't want him to do is it's going to be impossible for me to do damage to his armor, so I want to minimize how much damage he's doing to me. So guys who should be wounding me on 2s are wounding me on 4s now. I'll take it. Alright, over here these guys are going to go ahead and shoot into his fucking vampire spawn, end up doing another wound, or no, I'm sorry, they do another 2 wounds. So he has 2 wounds remaining on 1 guy. That's what it is. So I'm like, fuck, I ran out of shots. I can't kill that last one. And if any of these guys get in and start helping combat res out on my goblins, I'm going to lose ranks and I will lose that whole unit. And I don't want to. It's hold the center. Let's just keep them alive, right? So I'm like, well, I didn't really move the A-Rock. The A-Rock is exactly 24 inches away. I'm going to just shoot that last bastard. So I go ahead, I shoot, freaking 2 hits, 2 wounds, that fucking last vampire spawn disappears. Holy shit! He's like, what the hell just shot me? I was like, the spider shot you from the other side of the table. Holy shit, nobody saw that coming. I had there was a bunch of people watching because this is the last turn of the game, and they were just like, what the fuck? I was like, I know. I didn't expect her to kill him. Over here, the A-Rock, or Space Rock, gets his ass handed to him by the fucking vampire spawn. They do 4 wounds onto the Space Rock. Space Rock goes back and kills, and I mean wipes out the fucking vampire spawn. And over here, close combat, I end up killing off one more Vampire Knight, but those Vampire Knights are ripping me apart. It's going to go ahead and start off his turn 6. Vampire Coven, turn 6. He charges into this A-Rock because he realizes he can't see me. You can't see me. Over here, close combat, he can't restore wounds. You know that? Because he has no wizards. I killed all his necromancers in that bunker. So over here, close combat, he just kills off a couple more of my guys. I end up basically holding there and sticking steadfast. Over here, close combat, he does a maximum of 5 wounds onto the A-Rock, but the A-Rock is still stubborn on General Zod's leadership, and that is it. I stick there. It is a big Orcs and Goblins victory. Another victory. Sorry, I had to stretch. Now, I'm going to show you this picture here. This picture here. That Buckeye's token on the hill, that is the center of the table. He thought that he had his zombies that were summoned up holding the objective, since I only have one unit technically touching the objective, which are my bushwhackers. I had to tell him the sad truth that those zombies don't count as scoring. So basically the objective is held by me, so it's a 16-4, I want to say it was, for total points. I actually have the points sitting up on war score, so I'll just pull that up really quick. War score. Yeah, it was a 16-4. So it's a big Orc and Goblin victory. I'll take it. I have a hard time with vampires, and that's actually I'm glad that I got that far. It was a different type of game entirely. It wasn't my normal standard game by any means, and I thought that was interesting. And I should have lost Zod at least, and that is something that I'm just super grateful for. That flank charge, like, I mean, there was so much that happened that shouldn't have happened. Like, I should have been able to kill with 8 attacks, hitting on 3s, wounding on 2s, most of them, being able to kill at least 4 to 6, but instead I killed 2. Yeah, that wasn't supposed to happen. Anyways, yeah, that's about it. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope hit like, hit subscribe, and if you haven't already. MVP for this game, that one's a tough one. I want to say it was the A-Rock. A-Rock killed out a whole unit of zombies by himself, killed off the second unit with the Necro Bunker, and protected Zod at the end, and killed 2 of those fucking vampires, or killed the last couple wounds off the vampire spawn. So definitely A-Rock is getting my vote for the MVP. Good job, girl. I totally missed you being the MVP. You can't let that other spider take your limelight. You're the one who's doing it. Anyways, guys, if you haven't heard, I have a Patreon set up. Anybody who could show support through my Patreon, anything would be appreciated, but I do have a tier system on there as well, so you may get some Shyhammer rewards off of Patreon in the future. Right now I'm trying to get my dice ordered from Chessex, the Koopa dice, but I don't know what happened to them. I don't know why it's taking so long, and I sent them an email. I haven't got anything back. So anyways, that's about all I gotta say about that. But you guys will definitely get your fucking Chessex Koopa dice when it's made. Those of you who have signed up already. Besides that, guys, I only have one more game of Michigan GT, and that's game against this guy right here. Look at him walking away. We went to lunch. It was me on the left. That's Phil Carl, Joel Flint, and my brother Jesse Silva. We were walking back, looking at who we're playing next, and I'm playing Joel right there in the middle. Dun 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 dun. So we actually played a lot of games on Universal Battle lately. Now, granted, in Universal Battle, I have 2 different types of mentality. Mentality number 1 is super competitive and focused, and mentality number 2 is I'm painting something. I'm not really paying attention. I'm trusting you making all your moves in the right distances. So normally when I'm playing Joel, I'm playing in a little bit more of a relaxed state because it's a friendly game. But this is a tournament game, and this game could be make or break for me. And not only that, he has a list that could really fuck up my list. He has a list that really can fuck up my list. He has double cannons, and he has a lot of pistols, and yeah, I don't know. We'll see how this goes. And alchemy. It'll happen when it happens, though, guys. That's the truth is. It'll happen when it happens. I hope you guys see this. For my points coming up on the screen right now, you guys could see it. Space Rock only got 300 points for killing off the vampire spawn, but Bazooka and the Horde took the most points actually for 1,038 for holding off those vampire knights. Crom took 123. Zod took 2 zombies at 14. A-Rock took a close second at 942, but still earned my MVP award. The K-Pack killed 250 points of chaff and then ran away, which is actually decent. The Foot Clan failed to get into combat, which hurts a lot because they could have been a huge difference. Baxter Pyromaniac got 346, and the Bushwreckers got 75, and the Raiders earned 62 points. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I enjoyed making it. And until next time, take care, and peace.